Hey, this is Dave from the Kodo back with another WoW update video. This is the pre-patch 6.0.2 for it's about coming out about a month before the new expansion. I'm on the public test realm just to check out some of the new things and go over some of those with you. To start off, the first thing I want to just show is it's one of the coolest things that I thought needed to be added a long time ago, and I actually made a macro to do this, was the summon random favorite mount. So now you have a button here, and if you drag this down, you can put it in your hotbar. You have to select your favorite mounts, and then they will be randomly chosen from the summon random favorite mount. Out of all the changes, to me, this is the coolest. So what we're gonna do is, if you right-click, you can say Set Favorite. It's similar to the way your pet journal works. Let me get rid of those. Go away. Where if you select them, you can set favorite. So with the mounts, Magic Rooster, set favorite. Now you can see I have 4 different favorites, and if I ever remove favorite, I can get rid of one of them. But you set a couple favorites, put in your favorite mount button down on your bar, and when you click it, it's going to randomly choose one of these mounts. So if you put in a bunch of flying mounts, a bunch of riding mounts, for the new expansion you can't fly initially, so if you put in a bunch of riding mounts, you'll be able to do that. And it's going to randomly select one of those, and it's just going to mount you up on it. Now, to me, this is the coolest thing, because I like to use all of my mounts. I don't like to have to choose between them. Let's see if we can get that chicken. Nope, doesn't want me to have the chicken. Just the bronze drake. Obviously, the more you put in there, the more variation you're going to have, but a neat little addition they have there for you. And as you can see, where I am in the Blasted Lands over by the Dark Portal. In Shattered Landing, this is where you're going to be able to start the pre-launch event. If you come over here and talk to Thrall, and you can see the targeting has changed as well now. So if I mouse over somebody, you can see there's a person there. But Thrall has some information on starting that quest line. There is a title involved with this, so if you check that out, definitely do this before the new expansion. You have a month to get it done, shouldn't be too difficult. But you're going to start that. It's some new content, and you're going to work your way over into getting into the Dark Portal and moving on into that content. Another thing that was changed was the map. I brought it up a couple of times, but now you can see I can choose, and I can switch between these things as I see fit. There's a breadcrumb trail, so I can do that, and I can choose what I want from there. Kalimdor or Eastern Kingdoms, and then I can choose Blasted Lands. Now you can see the quests over here. The quest tracker is not here underneath my map anymore. It's inside of the map. And the neat thing about this is if I click on this, I can bring it over here and it'll show there. Or if I click this, it'll tell me where it is, and it'll bring me to that section in the map. Another thing they added was when you're using the map while you're flying, it'll fade out there unless you mouse over it. So if you're looking for a specific area and you want the map up, you can't really see around it here. If you mouse off of it, it'll fade out a little bit, so you have a little bit more visibility there. Neat little addition. Another thing they added here was the toy box. It's on the Mounts Pet Journal toy box section right here. And if you are a collector of world event items or archaeology things, like I am, you know that these take up a lot of space in your inventory and in your bank. So now what they are is they're considered toys, professional archaeology, and you can summon these things, or you can bring them out on the public test room. Obviously I don't have any of these, but you can bring these out. This will populate with this, and obviously there's going to be achievements associated with getting all of these, or some of them. There's 208 different ones, which is amazing. But what you can do is now they're going to be in here. They're not going to take up bag space. They're not going to take up bank space anymore. They're going to be there, and they're going to be ready for you. Just another little tiny neat additions. Obviously, they're adding a lot more to the game. They're changing some graphics around. They changed the models around, that kind of thing. I'm not going to touch on that. Obviously, they added a ton of new spells and features with the new expansion, but with the pre-patch, those things, you're going to notice them as you start to play. I'm not going to go over those individually here because there's a ton. I'm just going to touch on a few more things here. When it comes to your bags, now some bag space improvements. Before your reagents, crafting materials, for instance, tin ore, used to stack up to only 20. That's going to stack up to 200 now. So if you have 200 of an ore, they're going to start to stack up that way. You're going to save some more bag space there. So that's 10 slots that you would normally have to take up. That's going to take up 1 now. Little adjustments here and there. Inside of your guild bank, let me go back to Orgrimmar, and we'll look at that. And as I'm running to my bank to show you that, I can show you here the stat squish happened. So you can see I'm wearing heroic 463 gear, which is the default for the public test realm, and it's only plus 26 intellect. So the stat squish has happened with this new, will be implemented with this new pre-patch, which is coming out within the next couple of days. So you're going to notice a huge difference there in all of your gear. They've made, obviously, the adjustments needed for that to make sense, but you don't have huge, gigantic numbers anymore. Inside of my bank, you can see here, I have a reagent. Reagent. Let's purchase that. What this is going to do is you're going to be able to store your reagents in there, and I can deposit all of them, and it'll grab everything out of my bags, and it'll put it right here in here, and you can see that these start to stack up more and more to save space. But with a click of a button, I'm in there. They also added here with the cleanup bags and the cleanup reagent bank, a little bit of a sorting, kind of like if you play Minecraft, there's a sorting option there. But I can clean these up. It'll tidy everything up and get it all nice with a click of the button. It'll push everything together. Very nice addition. Small things. It's the small things that make me happy about these pre-patches and patches in general. So let's see what else there is to look at. There is, obviously, I spoke about the 6.0 pre-launch event, which starts in the area that I was just at, but there's also, you can kill several of the bosses in Ubris for some item level 550 loot. This is only going to be able to be available, I'm assuming, prior to the launch of the new expansion, but definitely something you're going to want to check out, because they revamped it, gave it bring you back in time, so you can check that out. You can look at that stuff that you used to play if you played prior to all these expansions, but definitely check that out. You can get some new item level 550 gear to get you either set up and ready for the new expansion, or if you want to down Garrosh prior to the new expansion coming out, which, by the way, his drop rate of his heirlooms is 100% if you haven't received one already. So get in there, get that kill, get that heirloom. Some other changes that are happening, obviously, Glyphs, guild leveling has been removed. Now, instead of having guild level, they're essentially going to be all level 25. What this means is you'll have a few perks that will stick around. Mount up, the faster mount, hasty hearth, the quick and the dead, which was increases health gain when resurrected by 50%, and increases movement speed while dead by 10%. Guild mail will also be available to you. Mobile banking, which allows you to get into your guild chest wherever you are. And mass resurrection. Those perks will remain. All the rest will be gone. You won't have to worry about that anymore. So you'll get those perks as long as you're in a guild. The looking for... Oh, where'd it go? That dungeon journal. Not guild finder. Group finder. Group finder was changed. There's pre-made groups down here now. With that, the raids have changed. There's no more flex. There's no more... the difficulties have changed. Now there's LFR, normal, heroic, and mythic. Essentially, flex just went away and everything else shifted down. With normal and heroic level raids, they are of flex variety, where you can have between 10 and 30 members, and the difficulty adjust based on how many people you have in your group. Mythic will be locked at 20 members. And they will, with normal and heroic, you will be able to do those cross-realm, as long as you have a group of people there. Pre-made groups is something that's new here. You can set up a group if you're looking for people that just want to do questing, or you want to do dungeons, you want to do scenarios, that kind of thing, or just a custom group in general. But let's look at dungeons. So if I want to start a group, I could say, well, I'm going to do dungeons in Missum Pandaria heroic variety. Here's the title, blah blah dungeons and details. I am elite, that kind of thing. And then what you can do here is you can say that you have to have, there's going to be voice chat and it's going to be TeamSpeak, that kind of thing, or a minimum item level. So the minimum item level is you can't join the group unless you're of a certain item level, but it can't be more than what your current item level is. So the starter of the group bases the minimum item level. So I can't do 550 because that's not mine, but I can say 125, and that would be the minimum item level that you can't join my group unless you have that minimum item level. Nice way of getting a little bit more community involvement there. You don't have to be in a group or a guild or even on an active server. You can start these groups. You can find people. You can get into stuff and mess around with that. They also brought back skirmishes, which are non-rated arena battles. War games was kind of what those were before, but these are for battlegrounds. But the skirmishes, and they'll have their pre-made groups as well. So you can come in and you can do rated, you can do casual, which is going to be the skirmish, that kind of thing. Casual doesn't have a 5v5. They only have 2v2 and 3v3. You are awarded with honor in these. And then eventually, I think as you max out, you will start to get conquest points. With the rated, obviously, that's still the same conquest points and a rating, that kind of thing. The 10v10, that's interesting to me. So let's see. What else is different and new and exciting? Some things that are getting taken out, not exciting, but new, is they're going to be taking a few things out. Some mounts, obviously, they're going to be taking out once 6.0 hits, the main one, the main patch. You're not going to be able to get the Reigns of the Korkron Warwolf for killing Garrosh anymore, so you want to get that done as quickly as possible. And like I said, the drop rates for his heirloom are going to be 100%, so get that done prior to the new expansion. They're also going to be taking away the rewards for challenge modes. Some of them, Ancestral Phoenix Egg, that kind of thing for getting silver, and some of the battle pets for Challenge Conquerors Gold Guild Edition. Some of those things are going to be taken out, so you're going to want to grab those. Justice points and Valor points are going to be converted like they always do when the new expansion hits to gold, so you're going to want to spend those on either heirlooms or gear now, or just whatever, or hang on to them and get the gold for them later on. But you're not going to be able to use them when the new expansion comes out. They're going to be gone. The other thing that's going away is the quest line for the legendary cape. Obviously, I don't have it here on my PTR character, but if you haven't started it, you won't be able to start it fresh, so you're going to want to get that going. At least, I believe you can still finish it once everything hits, but you won't be able to start it new for any of your alts that need it still, so you're going to have to pay attention to that. Also, Season 1 of the Brawlers Guild will be ending. So if you haven't finished that, you want to finish that out, you're going to want to do that, because Season 2 is going to start back up. And essentially, you have to start all over. So just some neat things. There are some there's game menu changes here. What's new? Here you can jump in interface changes, pre-made group finder, and it'll pop those open for you. Obviously, it tells you about the Dark Portal event there that you're going to want to check out. They did make a couple of changes here, changed a couple of things in here. I use a lot of custom things in my regular game, so none of this really affects me, but they made some changes in the interface as well. And like I said, they made changes to the facial features there. And there is an option here, let me see if I can find it real quick, to display. Is it display? No. You can turn off the new faces. I don't know why you would want to, but if you turn off the new faces, only the old faces will show to you. That means yours will be the old face, as well as everybody around you. You won't see any of the new faces. It'll remain the old one. I don't know why you'd want to do that, because the new ones are very, very awesome. They did a lot of good changes there. I can't seem to find it now. It's Only character achievements to others. Whatever, it's gone. But that is in there. You'll be able to turn that off, and you'll see the legacy faces, not the new ones. So a lot of new changes in 6.0.2. If you have any questions, check out the description down below for some links to Wowhead and the complete guides of everything that is changing. And like always, check out my channel for some more tutorials for Mists of Pandaria, getting your rep up and ready for the new expansion. And when the new expansion hits, definitely check out my channel for new tutorials for dailies and zones that will be coming fast and furious when that hits. So I am Dave from the Kodo. Like always, good luck and have fun.